Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. So today you are gonna see Joe. We are gonna work in the garden. We're gonna remove the hoops that are down there in my old boxes, and we're gonna finally take those old boxes apart. They are just rotting. They're falling apart. They got screws in them, so they're a hazard. So we're gonna just do that cleanup today, and he's gonna put a chair and umbrella in there for me so I could chill with him all day, because I can't stand like a long time in there because of my knee, but I could do a little bit. So that's the plan for the garden today. I plan on next year, my neighbor's gonna let me borrow his tiller, and we're gonna just till the entire garden and start from scratch. And next year I'll be able to grow in there. My knee, I think, will be better by then. So let's get this day going. So here's the garden. That's my water barrel. And believe it or not, this is my outdoor worm barrel. For those of you that are new here, I've been raising worms in this thing for 15 years. It has, well, more than 15 years now. Oh my gosh. It has holes at the bottom. It was a barrel that was used for fruit juice, and the worms just come and go naturally. They appear in the spring. I start feeding it food scraps and leaves and sticks and all this hay and all this stuff. And then they work on it all summer, and then in the fall, I mix it. The castings, I get it out, cocoons and everything, worms and everything, and I just spread it all over the garden, and then the process just starts all over again. It's like a cycle, the cycle of life. And I wet it sometimes inside with a hose, sometimes I don't. I really don't pay much attention to it. So remember when I told you, don't overthink worm farming? This is one of the best examples of not overthinking worm farming. I had planned to plant this garden. I had planned it. But after my knee injury, I couldn't do it. So I decided to plant up there on the deck, which you've seen. But we want to clean this up anyway. These boxes are like falling apart. They're 15, 16 years, I don't know. They're old. And they've just about had it. So Joe's going to remove the hoops, the boxes, and we're going to, I have some planting, like fabric circles in there that we're gonna get up, and then I'm gonna also pick my roses. I pick my roses and I dehydrate them for my hermit crabs as food. So Joe says I'm like Morticia Adams. I just take the flower and leave the stick. So this bench we got when our daughter Izzy, our youngest daughter, was a few months old, and she's 22 years old now. Joe has painted it, repaired it, puttied the holes. It has come a long way, and it's still going though. So here's Joe. He set me up with a chair so that I don't have to stand long.
Hey, garden lady.
Look what he's doing. He's even putting this thing in the ground so I could put my cup in there. This thing, we put beer cans in it, beer bottles. Where did we get that, Joe? The Rule King? Menards. And look, it holds your phone perfect. So very handy to have.
Going to the beach today? No, just kidding.
Because we have these Dollar Tree, buckets that I tried to grow in, and it didn't happen.
Container gardening.
So, but we can use it for cleanup and for other things out here. So, what are we doing today out here, Joe?
Today, actually, what I'm going to use this for is when we take apart these raised garden beds that we put in 8, 10, maybe more years ago.
Yeah.
All the hardware, all the screws, nails, junk have to get collected so we don't step in them, do the old tetanus shot. But also, I don't know, have you talked about the copper in the past?
No, well, it's been a few years, but you could tell them about it because I haven't.
If you look, I don't know, can you zoom in a little bit? It's real rusted now, I guess, or oxidated.
I can zoom in on there.
There's a copper pipe hanger tape on there. So the theory was, and it sort of worked too, was slugs, snails, whatever, supposedly when they climb across it, something with their slime, it's like kind of like when I heard described as like a 9-volt battery to them. Mm-hmm. And so when they go across that copper, they don't want to cross it usually, and so we checked it. We put that in copper nails and copper tape all the way around. Yeah. And around dusk, they started climbing up. They were eating all your stuff. Yeah. And they hit that, and they turned right back around. Dozens of them.
So it does work.
So it works. I mean, they could still get into the dirt or however, but That stopped a lot of it.
And that copper stuff comes in rolls.
They're like 10-foot pipe, kind of plumbing area if you want to get that. And the copper nails are real hard to find. I had to order them on Amazon. They don't sell them in Home Depot or Lowe's anymore. At least at the time we did this.
Yeah, this was a long time ago.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7 years ago to tape, something like that. And I've polished it up a bit with a wire brush to get that fresh copper on the outside.
Right.
But now it's time because the wood, of course, is untreated, so it's beyond ready to come out.
But next year, our plan is our neighbor's going to lend us the tiller, and Joe is going to till everything here, and we're going to start from scratch. And I think it'll just be easier.
Unless I can get that tiller to work over there. I got to mess with the carburetor on that.
Yeah, we have an old one. It's one of those old Mantis ones. Yeah. That thing, it hasn't worked in years. So I think it'll be good to just start from scratch and just do it like that. So I'm going to bring you along today, here and there, as Joe does some of the stuff. And and I'll let you know.
Weekend.
Yeah, right? All right. So yesterday, Joe was power washing this fence. So you can see, look how nice and white it is. I mean, it is really nice. And it is, how old is this fence now, Joe?
The original ones were about 15 years. These newer ones that have like the spindles, whatever, the balusters go through it. These are only like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. That's the old ones break in time, whatever, get hit by tree limbs.
Yeah.
We replace them with those that they don't have the other ones available, which you can see they're like glued on the outside of these ones.
Yeah, they look different. So yeah, these go through the fence, and then those are
kind of glued,
glued on the outside of it. So yeah, they look different.
6 inches or so shorter, these new ones, which you can see like the brackets don't line up because they're not the same heights.
But he power washed everything on the outside, so now he's going to start power washing everything on the inside, and including in here. But he thought it's easier to just clean the garden up first and then do that, because it honestly makes a lot of water and a lot of mud and a lot of mess. So yeah, and I 100% agree with him. Plus I got to pick my flowers.
Wish I would have gotten footage of it before. It was moss
green. It was green, like green. There must be a spot in here that you haven't done yet, like maybe over there, that I could show them.
Yeah, let's go over there.
Okay.
Inside the garden, it's really not as bad. It's got mostly full sun.
Yeah.
Which helps reduce it a little bit.
Let's go over there and I'll show you.
I guess you've already showed them your Bigfoot fire.
Oh yeah, that's my that's my Bigfoot fire pit down there that Joe built for me. And that's my little bread oven. And this is like my own little personal spot where I like to sit and I do the fire ambience videos that I have occasionally. I do them there. And it's just very peaceful, and it's my own little space. Joe put the Bigfoot thing there for me, and there's Bigfoot looking from behind the tree.
Not looking to burn that pile like that, but that's kind of like kindling, I guess, stick, so to speak.
I'm gonna burn that, and then I'll just add from that pile. Plus those little sticks, they give me the fire that I need to cook there. So. And
we also have extra firewood there in the back, kind of covered there, to prevent a little rain from hitting it. And some of the firewood we'll put here behind this old shed. This used to be a bicycle shed from New Jersey. We've had it from New Jersey to Texas to here. So we keep some wood there. It makes it a little bit easier for the pit that's behind us, the regular fire pit.
Right.
And that way you have some accessible to you or else, whatever, so we don't have to go out there for it. But why did we come behind here? Oh, behind the shed is some of the areas that I couldn't quite get to yesterday because there's a hornet's nest or something. Not bee, but hornets in our old greenhouse that we're using for storage right now. So this wasn't even that bad, but this is what it looks like before the power washing. Yeah.
I mean, look at that. And look at that.
So you can still see there's still some stain on it. And if you rub them all, but I have, what do we got, like 60 sections here or something like that. I'm not hand cleaning them. So,
so look at the difference. Wow.
And there's under some of those trees there, it's like a black sap that's kind of stained. I'm going to try sandblasting them with some walnut. Am I still on?
Yeah.
I think you were shutting it off. I think you're touching the thing. I'm going to try sandblasting with the walnut shell grit.
Yeah.
To see if I could blast off the black, like this stuff here, the tree sap or whatever. One or two of these trees or some kind of.
So yeah, the fence gets this stuff on it more in this section because these trees above us, they let off that sappy stuff, and and they just gets on everything.
And I have to clean the house up to do some repair work. Some limb hit this thing. I mean, these are versatile. They're easy to install. I think these were like 40, 50 bucks a sheet when
Right.
I got them at the time, but now they're like 60, I want to say, or more. So I just have to kind of glue that on there.
Well, you know, when you live in a forest, there's always limbs falling. I've talked about the southern Indiana weather here, so unpredictable. As storms come out of nowhere.
As promised, I got my new boots on. We talked a little bit, I guess a couple months ago, about some of the spring, summer projects we were going to be doing, and then some of that includes gutting out the garden. We're going to give the garden a break this year, the soil replenish.
Yeah.
Keep adding some biomass to it. And we're giving V's knee a break as well. Another project we'll be starting soon as well is putting a shed here, and it's kind of not level, as you can see. And so we're going to build a small retaining wall a foot or two high over here to hold in substrate and put a shed on top of that. So I'm glad I got these on because my old sneakers that I used from like 3 years ago are real thin.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to protect my feet from God knows what we're going to be hitting here.
So High C sent us these boots, and we both have a pair. His are different than mine. And we use them to work out here. And honestly, they're really nice. They're really nice. We really like them. So that greenhouse, how long have we had that greenhouse? Gosh, that was the original
that
one.
One in the brown one?
Yeah, the brown one.
Over 10 years. I'd say 12, 13 years maybe or so.
Yeah, and
We
these
moved it.
and these greenhouses we got at Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, yep.
So
We'll wait till they go like on sale and use one of the coupons or whatever, super duper deal.
yeah,
But we moved that one. Laura and I moved that one over and we put the new one in.
Laura's our oldest daughter.
So we put that here. I think you've talked about that in some of your previous footage. And the roof we reclaimed from our old tree house that our girls had.
Yeah.
When they were younger, we took the tree house down. It was kind of falling down, so we took it down. It was more like a tree condo. It was like 16 by 12.
I actually fell through it.
The floor of the
The
inside.
floor.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't. I got a little hurt, but not too bad.
Yeah, like black and blue.
But yeah.
So anyway, we put the roof on that just to use it for storage while we gut stuff out, temporary basis. But it's kind of reaching the end of its life cycle too. We may just some of the parts. I don't know.
I think we're probably most likely going to get rid of it.
Once we're done. So.
It's had its time. It has served us well.
Put it this way,
And-
that tray that's like from the bottom of a dishwasher or washing machine tray is holding that panel in place so it doesn't blow over.
Yeah, I think it's done. I mean, but it's a good greenhouse, and that one back there we got at Harbor Freight, and it's the same one as that one, and that is doing well. The goal to putting the shed here is half of it's going to be for my garden stuff, and the other half is going to be like
The rest of the garden stuff.
the rest of the garden stuff, like other tools and things we have. And so it frees up my greenhouse down there. Like the stuff I have stored in there, we could store it in there. That way I can use a greenhouse for what it's meant for.
And the garage.
And the garage. It'll empty our garage out and clean up our stuff. That way all our tools and things are just consolidated in one area, which makes everything easier to find. And Joe's very skillful at organizing. And I'm not so shabby either, but he does organize better than I do. So this is how we mesh well. He organizes it, and I do a good job of keeping it up and like maintaining it. Yeah. So that's the plan for here. So let's get started. So look who showed up. We have cats here that just run the neighborhood, run the forest, and they just live out here, and I don't know where they come from. Some are friendly, some are not. This one looks rather new. I've never seen him before. So anyway, Olive and Nina would definitely not be happy. I think he just wants to chill with us. There he is. He has started. First, he's getting all those weeds out from around the boxes because we have like a large population of ticks in this area. And they love to hang out in those weeds, and they love to climb up your pants and get on your ankles. And the ticks here are really awful. It is. I mean, we love the deer that walk around here, but they hop on the deer and they're just here. So Joe has started that. I'm just glad it's a little cloudy today because you all know I hate the heat. I can't stand the summer. So right now I'm mentally dormant until September, and that's when I decide to wake up. I picked all the roses over there. I always leave one or two for the bees. But and I put them in my bag over here. So let me show you these boxes up close. I mean, look at them. They are done. They're done. But you see all those screws? Yeah, we don't want to leave these lying around the garden because, you know, you never know. Someone might get cut. And I want to show you my worm bucket. So I have this worm bucket in here.
There's a frog in there. Be careful.
Oh my gosh, you scared me.
Keep filming. Keep filming.
You know, I was going to pause it.
Start it again. Tell me what I just did.
It's still playing. So Joe and I have a habit of pranking each other. And we'll do stuff like that. And yeah, I get startled at things. Because, you know, that frog, if it were real, you know, would jump and land right on my head. So you see all the holes in there? This bucket was up to here. And what I did was I put food scraps in there with leaves and little sticks and things I just found around my garden. And the worms would come in, eat it, and leave. And they would leave me castings. Well, one day, I think it was my daughter Izzy, thought it was funny. She found some kind of animal bone. And she put it in there because she knew I was going to dig in there to get the castings out. And here comes this skull. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how, what, and what is this thing? And so it was funny, yeah. So anyway, we're going to rip it out. But the bucket is still in good shape. So we're going to relocate it next year to just another spot in the garden. And the worms just come and go. And it's a great idea, and it's cheap. This is one of those little, what is it, 5 gallons, Joe, that little thing?
Oh, no, I think 2.
Not even?
Yeah.
So you just get your drill, and that's
the 5
it.
gallon one is the green one behind you there.
So.
Over there.
Over there? Oh,
that's
yeah, that's the green one, so.
Also, I'm sure V's already told you, like, sometimes she'll show not just the successes with her products, but the failures. Not that this is a failure per se. Well, I guess it is with all these weeds, but you know, also the struggles, the real stuff. That way, if you have an overrun garden, maybe even worse than this,
yeah,
you can do it one weed at a time. Use a rake, use your hands, stretch, whatever. Keep hydrated.
Yeah.
But you can do it, and you can make something good out of it.
Yeah, it's always better to be positive.
Absolutely.
And what we don't do in this garden is spray anything. We don't use pesticides in here or anything like that. That's why if it's going to have weeds, it's going to have weeds. If it's going to overgrow, it'll overgrow.
There's the can of Hornet spray standing behind me.
Yeah, just in case we get attacked because, no, well, there's big nests in here and I'm not going to get stung by 30 of them coming at me because I have been stung many times. But we don't use any of the known pesticides for weeds in here, so...
Yeah.
If it's going to look like this and be pesticide free, well then so be it. You know?
Even while I was power washing, hornets and wasps love to make that little nest inside the tube.
Yeah, of the fence.
The rail of the fence. And so as I power wash it, that lights them up. So as I got to the ones around the fence, I didn't spray because I don't want the overspray to blast into here. Even though when I'm planting this year, I still don't want that residual. But the outside ones, I try not to use it. But
yeah, but they come after you. They come after you.
Yeah,
they're angry.
Get stung or
get stung or spray or run for your life. You know, that's just how it is. And I noticed that the heat makes them a little crazy too. Yeah. So it's starting to sprinkle, and I moved them here under a tree. It's not thundering or lightning or anything. I have a detector on my phone that would tell me that. If not, I wouldn't move under the tree. But anyway, Joe's making good progress, and when he goes up to the garage, he's going to get me gloves, and that way maybe I could help a little bit. But if I don't, because I can't bend my knee, like I can't make it to the floor yet, but I'm getting better. But what I do to help Joe is I keep him fed, and I make him fresh lemonade, and I make him desserts, and so that's like my way of taking care of him and participating in this. If I can't get to the floor to do the manual work, at least I could do that. So, and it's been better since I've been home full time, just working from home. We haven't had fast food or anything like that, because honestly I prefer my own cooking, and I know Joe does too. So but it's starting to sprinkle, but now it stops. So I think it's just these little summer clouds that go by.
Damien and Vanessa. Oh, hello, Damien and Vanessa. I think make sure you put their page on there. It's on the bottom.
I will. I'll link Damien and Vanessa's YouTube channel down below. So Damien's another worm farmer on the East Coast, And we text each other deals he finds, ideas he has. The other day he texted me this mesh he's using, like these sifters that they come in like packs of 10, and we couldn't believe it. Obviously it's not advertised as worm sifters, but he's like, oh my gosh, we could use it for that. So anyway, he bought my worm mix last year, like a half hour after I put it up for sale. So Damien's a good guy. He's very smart with computers, and you know, I might have to ask him for help occasionally. But yeah, a little shout out to Damien and Vanessa. Vanessa's his wife, and they have some kids. Nice family. So I'll link his channel down below. There's Joe coming back. He's getting soaked. It just started pouring. But I seem to be okay under this tree. Well, so far I don't feel anything. I guess if it continues, it's eventually going to come through the tree and get me. But then I'll make a run for it for inside the house. But that helps cool you off.
Yeah, that's good actually.
Yesterday it was, what, 91 out here?
Yeah, it said 91, heat index 10 something.
Oh my gosh.
But I was soaking wet from the power washing,
That's
so
crazy.
That's fine, you know?
I always wait for that first day in September when that cool air comes and you wake up and the house is like 69. I love it. Joe hates the winter. Doesn't like the cold weather. Our oldest daughter, she doesn't like the cold either. Well, the other one doesn't either. I think I'm the only one that likes the cold. The boys.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think they like the heat, but I think Adrian also likes the cold.
Yeah, Adrian can tolerate more.
So Adrian is more like me as far as personality. So he's always laughing and
Only
stuff.
get your glove.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, it's pouring. I'm gonna see if it continues like this. I'll just have to go in. Well, here I am, just chilling in the chair, waiting for the rain to pass. We'll see. Ooh, I saw something move out there. I'm always looking for Bigfoot. I swear I think he lives in my woods. Oh, I saw something move back there. Who knows what it is? Look at the rain. Oh, it sounds so pretty. I just told Joe that saw something moving back there and I threw a stick at him.
I don't know how to see this.
Stiamo lavorando di box del giardino.
Close, pretty good. Molto bene, molto bene.
See? We are multilingual in this household. So that was Italian. So in Spanish, I would say, estamos trabajando en las cajas en el jardín. Another shout out I want to give is to AV. AV, his worm channel. I watch him just about every day because I believe he uploads every day. And I also watch his sailing videos. He sails on these sailboats, and it's really cool. And I'd love to see that. I've never been on a sailboat. Maybe one day we can go on one, but I love to watch all his videos. So, and AV, if you watch this, I need tips on how to film the time-lapse videos. I need help. Isn't that rose bush just beautiful? Look at that thing. Gorgeous. Joe's pulling some weeds around it.
And no, I'm not throwing these into our neighbor's yard. That's ours too. I'm going to make a pile and bring it to the decompose in our walking trails in the woods there.
Yeah, that's our
Just throw it
walking
over
trail
there.
back there that Joe built, and it goes all around. And of course I have a Bigfoot sign there. And he keeps it nice and clear for me so I can walk on it. I'm okay going into it, but I struggle getting out because I have trouble going like downhill and because of my knee, you know. So the weeds are basically gone from here. We're going to remove my little worm box and we're going to take off the hoops, which we're keeping because they're in good shape and there's no reason to get rid of them. I mean, we could use them for another project, but it's time to take these things apart.
All right, so we removed the hoops. That was fairly easy. They're light. They're just these 10-foot sections. I think they're 1/2-inch PVC plumbing. Didn't have to cut them or anything. They come in that size, and just kind of bend them over. First, they were hard to bend when we first did it, but now they kind of kept that shape. What is it, 9 years later? We have them held in with these little, I think these are 3/4 inch, 1 foot long sections. Let me see. Oh yeah, they're so loose they're gonna come right out, I think. Sections to hold them in place. Oh, maybe 2 feet. 18, 24 inch, something like that. But anyway, we have those in the hold in place. But we had to take out these little hangers, these little PVC pipe holders. 2 holes.
You can see one over there.
Yeah, here we go.
Holding
Right
it.
there, the 2 screws. So gotta take all that out as well. At one point the beds were getting weak, and they are weaker now. So we put these stakes in to hold them in place just to get another year or 2 out of them.
Yeah. And we've gotten plenty of years out of this. Plus, we have to disassemble the watering system.
Yes.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So
Automated.
automatic watering system, which helped a lot because we just put it on a timer, and then it just watered everything.
V likes to come out and water anyway. It's
I do.
fun to do. She enjoys it, and you also get an assessment and see what's growing and what's not.
Yeah.
And but if you get a couple of 100-degree days, or you're out of town or something.
Right. I'm
should
off
have that
Bigfoot
automated.
hunting.
Well, of course, a Bigfoot hunting.
Well, there's always that. I need something.
You got the automated thing to make sure it's on. We got the timer over
Yeah.
there. And stuff, so. All right.
All right. So let's keep going.
Pretty easy, yeah. So I thought
Yeah.
you did a row, and you want to cover it, how on the ground sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
People
got the
do that.
pipes,
Right.
and you got the tubes. You pound these in.
Yeah. That we can reuse them. There's no reason why we
Absolutely.
can't. So, yeah.
They're not broken, so.
No. Look at the little frog I found. How cute. So we've been debating about the bench I talked about earlier. I have a picture of me sitting on it with my daughter, my youngest daughter, about 6 months old, sitting on my lap. So she's going to visit soon, and I want to take a picture of her sitting on my lap on it. She's 22 now, but we're debating whether we should get rid of it or not. And I don't know, it kind of makes me a little sad. We've had it for so long. So what do you think? Do you think you can repair it or no? Or
I could definitely repair it. This one's worse on that side. The seat slats and the back slats.
yeah.
Those back slats look totally fine. I'll check them, but the bottom 2 slats, especially the second one up of those 6,
Yeah, it looks pretty rough.
and then those. It's really just the seat slats. I remember I replaced these a couple years ago.
Right, I remember that.
And,
Aw.
so yeah, I replaced the slats for you, and I fortified the legs a couple years ago. Remember?
Yeah.
That was like a teak wood. We got it in Texas.
Oh, you do that for me?
Absolutely.
Oh, he's so sweet. Yeah, I definitely want to keep it if we can. Yeah,
And then how about that?
I think we should get rid of it. It doesn't do anything.
This was the ladder. We cut it in half from
Yes,
the tree house.
the
just
tree
to
house.
Keep an item from it from the girl.
And you can see I put little rope on it. I've tried to grow things and have it climb. It just does not. Nothing grows on it.
And the tire too. That's
It doesn't like it, so we're gonna get
friend of mine
rid.
from work gave me his old
The tire needs to go. That
The
needs to
tire
go
swing,
too.
remember on the chain?
Yeah. So we're starting from scratch here. It's gonna be all right. Let me take it closer and show you the box.
Oh right, we have the copper wire. It took some doing. We got not wire, but the copper strap, the pipe tape, removed from the perimeter with all the copper nails holding it in. And we also removed the water systems in both boxes. I still have to do the copper on that box. And we took out the easier hoop holders, those shorter PVC pipes in there. Some of them are a little more stubborn, and the box is falling apart as we're taking it apart.
Yeah, look at that.
I'll get those as we work our way around. I'd like to pull it apart, but I don't want to lose all the screws in the soil, so I
Yeah.
have to do a little more gingerly than that. Can't just tear at it,
And some
and-
pieces here, we're just touching them and they just fall apart.
Oh,
They
yeah.
like disintegrate.
But it is non-treated lumber, so untreated, so
Yeah.
there's no chemicals or preservatives or anything like that. So whatever little smaller pieces we miss will be just mulched and decay back in. And
Right.
the larger pieces we'll get off as well. Remove those.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. Well, guys, what do you think? That giant ladder thing here is gone. And all we have now is the shape of the boxes. The wood itself, gone. Look at that. All the years of growing food here. It's been amazing. So this is where I had the worm bucket. You can still see the shape of it. And didn't find a skull. But man, the worms just climbed in through here and did what they had to do. Incredible, right? Ooh! Oh, this moves a little. Oh my gosh. I don't see anything. It's very dry. Oh, wow. Ah, seed. And this thing has been decaying for years. I think it looks kind of cool. Eventually, I'm going to come out here one day and it's just going to be on the ground. And look at this box. Well, the shape of it, what's left of it. So I still have my rose bush. I'm going to keep that sage plant. And then we have my bucket and some other things there, my pink rose bush. And then the wheelbarrow is full of that giant sage that was over here. It just outgrew everything. And personally, I don't like the smell of sage. I just don't. I don't even like cooking with it because I can't stand the smell of it. So now we're going to start working on the greenhouse and we're going to empty it. And I'll bring you back and show you that. So there's a lot to clean in here, but not really at the same time. Once you move the big stuff, the other stuff is just a little thing here and there. I'm going to throw out some stuff. There's stuff in here that's old. So I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. So what do you think so far, guys? We gutted out everything down here. We found a few holes down here. I know something's been making homes in here. So now Joe's going to pull all these weeds. And then we're going to lay some boxes down here and put what I'm keeping back in. And then we are good until next spring. So guys, we finished the greenhouse. What do you think? I can actually step in here. And today, for some reason, Southern Indiana decided to have a high of like 79. July 1st. Yeah, but tomorrow's going back up to 90. So the weather here is nuts. Look at the greenhouse. Everything is nicely organized. Nice and clean. We did find a couple of nests in here that have been used and babies grown. Like some mice got in my grow bags. And some of them were double. So they dug a hole at the top and like buried underneath and made a nest. I saw the fur. Ugh. So the mice must have just bred in here and had babies and then off they went to the woods. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing Joe and spending the time with us, putting everything together. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.